Okay.
God bless you, Gene.
Back into the options. So I've got California coming up, and I was looking at this property real quick. So this is the property in Manhattan Beach. Here's the property, the parcel right here. Anybody familiar with Manhattan Beach? Okay, super nice area. Very expensive area. So this has a beautiful swimming pool. They have like a gradient look from like brown to black. A couple of holes in the roof here. Here's the street view of it. But let's really take a good look at this thing. Okay? So there's the house. Needs a little bit of roof work, a little bit of touch up. Yeah? Okay? So this house is just absolutely trashed. Okay? How it's not deemed like inhabitable, I don't know. But it's totally trashed. But check this out. So here's the house. We'll pan out real quick. So there's your house. There's the beach. Okay, so house is right here. Beach is right there. So pretty close to the beach. For those of you that didn't see the number, take a guess. For those of you that didn't see the number, how much do you guys think this house is worth? Southern California, Manhattan Beach.
Million.
700 day.
Million.
1.5.
Million. Huh?
1.5.
500. So 2,500 square feet.
That's on the water.
Single story. 3 bed, 3 bath. Guys ready to see it?
Yep.
Right now it's worth $2.7 million.
Wow.
Okay? 2.7. So these are big boy numbers, right? In the sense of you better have some money to come to this auction. So I'm going to take $500,000 for this property. And I'm going to show you why. So in the auction, the previous sale, when I come down here, and this is why we do this, right? So look at the previous sales. We're looking for opening bids of $40,000, right? Up or down. 38,000 went for 273. Could you imagine getting this property for $273,000?
Good.
Good Lord. Okay. The land alone is probably worth more than 273,000.
Yeah.
34,000 went for 114. 43 went for 188. 34 went for 30. That's 39 went for 405. 40 went for 229. 39 went for 405. So there's not like anything that's like $1 million. You guys see what I'm saying? So I'm seeing the results here. This is in that county. 40 went for 229. So I'm going super aggressive with my maximum bid at $500,000, right? If the last bid is $400,000, where do I win it at? 400, 100. All right, so let's run the numbers on, okay? So I'm going to pull up my spreadsheet here, and I'm going to say that we're going to win it for 500 grand, okay? Say that we're going to put $300,000 into this property for renovation costs. New roof, gotta fix the swimming pool, do the landscaping, fix the entire inside, right? And we're gonna find what design we're gonna use here in a second on Reddit. I'm gonna pull up some comps, and we're gonna see what other people are doing, and then decide what type of design. Yeah.
Are you doing that?
So remember, California is a deed state, so there's no, if I win it, it's mine. Right away. It's a deed. Years, 6 months to 2 years, depending on homestead. Yeah. So this one, if I get it, it's mine. There's no. No, just California is one of many deed states. So remember, guys, right here, phase 1. Go to your state reference guide. And then anything that's orange is a deed state. Texas is this dark blue, it is a redemption deed state, it says it right here, right? So all these states right here, okay, California, Oregon, all this, these are all deed states. Remember, the bidding process in Utah, it's a deed state, so you're bidding down the ownership rights of that deed. That's what it's saying. So each one has their own little deal, okay? Hybrids, the light gray ones, Nevada, Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Florida, these sell both liens and deeds. So there's two options in those states. So California is a deed state, okay? So let's go back to the numbers. I'm projected to purchase this for $500. I'm being conservative and say I'm going to put $300,000 into this. And I'm saying, although it shows me there it's worth $2.7 million, I just said, let's just say we sell it for $2. All right, let's put it on the market and sell it for $2. Okay? I haven't changed my loan details because I told my wife, don't touch that yet. She's probably seen me move all the stuff around. I'm saying I'm going to hold it for 6 months. Okay, 6 months. Now, I can come back into here, prop stream, and I can look at my tax information. My taxes on this are $2,551. Okay? So I've got to put that right here. $2,551. My annual insurance premium is the same. So if we did these numbers, 500, 300, 2 million, at the end of 6 months, we'll make $980,471.95. On one property, 6 months worth of work, you can make close to $1 million in that 6 months. So let's just do that twice in 1 year. The goal now is to not pay the IRS 40% tax or 15% tax on that money. Now that money, the $984.71, okay, times that by 2, and then you have to ask yourself, how much of that is your stated income? Right, what are you going to do with your stated income? And then with the rest, after your write-offs and your 20% and all this other stuff, you're left with a big chunk of change. So what are you going to do with that money? Reinvest. You got to buy something. Okay? Maybe some of you I will allow with this type of profit, go buy a car. Go ahead, go buy a car, right? But just know it's going to take a big chunk. I don't know if you want to do that. Like the Defender 110 is a $340,000 vehicle, right? The G-Wagon is $280,000, depending on the finishes you want to put on it. All the Mercedes G-Series are all made for 6,000 pounds or over. Range Rovers, Land Rovers, Defenders are all made specifically 6,000 pounds and over. Cadillac Escalades, Chevy Yukons, and all utility trucks, Ford F-150s especially. The Raptors, those are all 6,000 pounds or more, okay? All those vehicles are made for businesses. So just understand, like, when you're looking at this, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna take $980,000, let's take $380,000 away from it to get the brand new Defender. So, okay, now you get a Defender, you get a $6,700 or $6,500 monthly payment. So now you gotta factor that in. This one property can take that entire vehicle. So do you see why I say don't buy a car? If you're gonna buy a car, when you take this profit, $980,471, let's say you pay your expenses, you're left with about $800,000. Take the $800,000, go buy a bunch of homes, or buy one big home that's gonna cash flow and produce, for example, this property. I'll see if I can pull it up here. I don't know if my text messages will match, but it should be in my photos. Buy this property, and you can buy several of them, like $60,000 worth, and all right, I'll have to draw them. Go buy a property that's going to produce $192,000 monthly for you, then use that monthly payment to then buy a car. The VA property, yeah. I'll drop it on here. I'll show you guys real quick. Hold on. Bear with me. There you go. Okay, let me take these photos and I'll just project that. Here we go. Okay, you guys can see this. All right, so here's the house that I just got, 60,000. So I like homes with at roofs, obviously. Does that make it bigger? No, this is in Illinois. Okay, so this is my guy going in. So this is a burnout. We got this property auction, burnout. You're gonna hear my guys always in Illinois. You want to make sure nobody's in it. Doesn't matter how bad the house is. There's always something weird in these houses. So right now it sits as a 6-bed. We're turning it into an 8-bed. Okay. The fire department did a real good number on this property, by the way. So the fire just did one piece of damage, but then the fire department goes in there and just houses the damn thing. It's really awesome. So the kitchen's good. Kitchen's still saved there, and there's a kitchen up top as well. That's where the fire was at. And then there's enough room in the basement. So you see those clothes there? Those are sheets. That's your squatter starter kit. So somebody was staying there. Squatters have a starter kit, right? Sheets, couple clothes, folding chairs, sometimes a what do you call it?
Hello?
Bed.
That's the basement?
2 weeks ago. Okay, so we have the height in the basement. This is the basement. You can see the 2 panels. We'll see the 2 panels in a second. Ingress, egress. So he came down one set of stairs, and there's another set of stairs over there. So there's 2 panels. So there's a set of stairs that he came down there, and then if you guys look, yeah. Sorry, so watch. Right there. See, that's the other set. So ingress, egress, 7.5 feet, shortest point to the highest point. We have 2 bedrooms already set up and framed down in the basement. So this property right here, we already have the placement. So I already talked to my VA, my caseworker at the VA there that I've worked with for a long time, and she's got the people to go for it. So buy this property. So make that money in Manhattan Beach, then move that money into 10 of these properties. So imagine now, if you get, let's just say 5 of these properties, they're making $16,000 a month, right? So 16 times 12 gives you the 192. Let's say you get 5 of those. So I've taken my profit from my spreadsheet at 980, and I've multiplied that 5 times, and now that cash flow is tax free. So 16,000 times 5, you gotta ask yourself, what type of lifestyle can you live off of with an 80,000 monthly budget at tax-free money? And that's one property.
Monthly, yeah.
This is monthly.
Monthly.
Yeah, monthly, not yearly. See, my brain did the same thing. When I saw my mentor's checking account and what he was pulling per month, I was like, well, yeah, when you make that for a year, he's like, that's a month.
Oh, wow.
And it was a lot more than that. It was a lot more than 80. I had a mentor literally show me his account, no joke, guys. $585,672 a month. A month.
Wow.
30 days. It's insane, guys, what's out there. So this is why I say, like, it's really helped you. The biggest thing you gotta get over is your limitations. So there's the 980. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna buy a portfolio of properties. Right, so I'm gonna go and find a big building. I'm gonna find a neighborhood or a portfolio of properties that I can Section 8 or I can VA. I like the Section 8 VA because it's guaranteed monthly money. I don't have to worry about the tenant saying they got in a car accident. Everything's tough. Nothing's easy. They're about the same. They're about the same. So again, if we run this down, now if I were to sell this thing for 2.5, it says it's worth 2.7. That's just more cake, right? Now I have a profit more realistically at 1.43. So here's the property, and it's only one of unbelievably amount of properties that is up for grabs here in LA. Okay? So in LA, property type I chose residential, general, single family. I took out the condominiums, and I also put duplex and triplexes. So when I did that, now let me show you how it's done. So in these auctions, you see how it's all categorized, right? You can go into your specific category if you like. Or right here, it says all 801 properties, yes? You guys seen that at the top? So what I like to do is I like to go into there, and then up here in my filters, I can go properties and just say single families, but I don't want any condominiums, no condos, and then residential duplexes. Okay? And then I can even put in an opening bid, minimum, you know, whatever, maximum to whatever. I can also, if I pan out one, you see all my filters here, I can go market value. So I can go total market value, minimum, bless you, $500,000 to $2 million. Right? This is what's called a buy box. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what you do is you produce yourself a buy box. Now I know already, because around the deals I've done in California, where I do in Illinois, and all this other stuff, what I look for. So I can come through here, and this is why I do what I do, which is organize the numbers. I always start with the least amount. That's why you see these are already tagged. Because this is the research I'm already doing in California. So everything we see tagged is stuff that I viewed and that I'm researching. So I always start up here. I always go the least amount. I want to spread my money. I like to leverage as much as I can. So then I go, you can even organize your cities if you want, and say, okay, well here's Compton and Monty, do it in alphabetical order, right? You guys, let's see Compton, $106,000. This is what I'm saying. You can't sit here and be like, straight out of Compton, like, I'm gangster. No, you're not, right? Not like, dude, the opening bid's $106,000, okay? Look how big this property is, by the way. Dang. All right, so property characteristics. Building, it says is 1267, 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Says it's 1 unit, 1 story. All right, so let's see what's going on with this thing. Street view, there's the property. Definitely turn this thing on. So it says 295, 773, but it's saying opening bid 106. So let's take a look. So now I'm going to take this over to prop stream. And on prop now. 651 as is. Okay, 651. Almost $700,000. Let's look at our comparables. And I'm looking at flips. I want to see the flips in the area. There's 6 of them. Okay, we're a 3 bed, 1 bath, 1267. Here's a 3211. They purchased this one for $353 in October 22. November 23, they sold it for $630. Gross profit $276. Let's see, 3-1. So here's a 3-1, 192. 460 purchase, sold it for $745. 285 gross profit. 3-2, 1298. Bought it in March 24, 490. Sold it for $685, 195,000. So we're looking at average high 6s, low 7s to sell and flip. And our opening bid on this is already at $106,000, which is kind of weird to me. So let's look at the parcel tax sale history for this county. Let's look at the previous results and see how high these things are going. So I'm seeing houses that are, if they buy it at $400,000, they're selling for $700,000, depending on how much work needs to be done in this thing. You know, you're looking at like $150,000, $200,000 worth of work in California, sometimes just $100,000, depending. Well, let's take a look. So opening bid of $100,000. So 132 went to 575. I don't like it. 129 went to 278. I like that. Let's see. 122 went to 61, 391. So I don't know what happened there. I'd be interested to find out what's going on there. Let's see. 128, 500. This might have been a resale. Sold at a discount. So 128 went to 500 as expected. And then that's it. So they're all over the place. I would probably have, just to see if it'd be something feasible that we would want, my father-in-law to go walk it, just to make sure it's zoned residential. Looks like you got somebody living in it. So it's not popping out. I'm not like really good. But we'll still do a maybe on it. I'll put it in the grade C. All right, so let's take a look at it real quick here in Los Angeles. Oops, Least and greatest. Okay, Los Angeles, single family. This is 7,600. Beautiful, love it. Detached garage, big yard. Okay, front, back, looks pretty good from here. Property characteristics.
7,000.
Almost 1,500 square feet, 3 bed, 2 bath, cookie cutter. This is just cookie cutter. 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,500 square feet, single story, ranch style, right? 1 unit. Let's see, property valuation, 481,637. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual market value. Back in prop. You guys see it's the same, right? Same steps. Systematize your stuff. What's gonna happen too is you guys, you know, you are gonna get your systems. You're gonna get your kind of go-throughs, right? 749, 750. This photo looks a little bit different. Let's take a look. Then, street view. Yeah, so this one had grass the other way. So just a little bit of yard work there. Let's go down here. Okay, there's our property. Got a vehicle, possibly somebody living in it. This one, because of the grading on this, probably has a small type crawl space basement or something. So it looks pretty interesting to see what it is, but this one is good rental. The rental income in this area, $31.95. Okay, $31.95 in there, so. All right, so let's go to the previous sale, 76, 75. So now I gotta look at, now again, it's the same numbers that we're pulling up, same county, but we wanna look now for this number. So what we look for is opening bid and where they bought it. Does that make sense to everybody? Opening bid and where they bought it, and let's run some numbers on it. As that one's pulling up, let's go ahead and look at some of these flip comps real quick. So comparables, 5 flips. All right, 3 2s, 1460, a little bit bigger. Bought in November 23 for 553. Sold May the next year for 760, $207,000 gross profit. 3213. Bought it for 600 in May. Sold in December for 800. So 200. So let's take a look at this one. This one I bet is probably, hopefully there's photos of this, you can see the type of flip. Okay, no historical photos there, so we're gonna go to the internet, or as Scott likes to say, the interweb. There it is. So this is a flip property. So sales and tax history, you can see here, sold 807. Okay, they bought it for 600,000, and this is what it looked like on one photo. And they then flipped it and sold it for 807, and this is what it looks like on the inside now. Okay, so total flip property here.
Butcher.
Excuse me. You guys are rubbing off on me. All right, so brand new flip, quartz countertops, white shaker cabinets. They got the full handles, bamboo style flooring. You can see the gray walls. Where's she at? Yeah. Don't come in my class act like you know what I'm talking about. I'll tell to her face. They still use the gray walls, guys. Benjamin Moore repeated gray is a very popular color. You can thank Tark and Christina for that. Vanities all match, countertops all match. Total flip, right? Okay, so let's run the numbers on this one. This one sold for 800,000. This is the year comp. Hey, you're back. Take a look. They're still using gray walls. Don't you dare.
Right.
Okay? By the way, the real estate agent that took photos on this house, I would fire them in a heartbeat. Okay? This is a cell phone photo, right?
Yeah.
These photos right here look pretty good, but you can tell it's still kind of a cell phone look. When you guys are selling your properties, okay? Oh, like all these photos are just junk. So when you guys are selling your you're selling your house, it needs to look like QVC. Like the fact that this is Cantor, professional photos. That's why we pay our real estate agents. You need to have, I'll give you guys a little tip here for your listings on your properties. Minimum 25 photos on the MLS. So there's this weird algorithm that the MLS works off of, that if you have 20 to 25 photos for the listing, it puts your house higher on the list for, showings. Like, with real estate agents that are buyer agents, it like, your house, like a search engine optimization, SEO, it goes up higher on the MLS. It's the weirdest thing. 20 to 25 photos. Now, when you do 20 to 25 photos, what that means is you're only gonna show the best parts of the house. So my agents a lot of times be like, how am I getting 25 photos out of this 3-bedroom, 1,500 square foot house? And I tell them, you're gonna take a photo in this corner of the room, in that corner of the room, in that corner of the room. You're gonna do it again in the kitchen, in that corner of the room,